I'm Rory. I'm our technical director at Zelim, and I work on our Zoe product. So I work across the software and AI teams and data teams, building software that we use for our life-saving technology. The mission behind Zoe is detection, alerting, and tracking of things that may be of interest to our customers. So our primary focus is on man-overboard technology at the moment. So that's detecting people falling from the side of ships and alerting the crew to help save their life. So Zoe's a new kind of paradigm for search and rescue. We're using the latest in computer vision technology and AI technology to do detection in a way that it's never been done before. So using cameras, thermal cameras, RGB, daylight cameras to detect in a way that humans do. But we can train the AI to do that, and it takes the mental load off of the human. The AI doesn't get tired and has very, very high classification ability to detect and find the people in the water. AI is fundamental to the way that we've built Zoe. We had a cloud footprint before, but as we were looking to scale the team, we saw that was going to be a little bit unsustainable for us. One of the main metrics that we were looking at as part of this project was cost. We looked at what the cost was going to be to scale our machine learning infrastructure effectively based on an initial kind of researcher load, and that was in the cloud. And we looked at the cost of doing that in the data center, buying our own hardware over time, and we saw that the data center solution was going to be much more cost effective as we scaled our data and we scaled our research team. We wanted to explore co-location because we wanted to have ownership of our own hardware. And we wanted to take control over the security of that hardware as well. It wasn't an option to host it in our office. We needed a secure facility that we knew our equipment was going to be safe and secure, and that we could run it with a really, really high uptime. When we looked at co-location options, Pulsant was the obvious choice. Proximity to where we were in Edinburgh. It's 15 minutes in the tram for us to get access to our hardware. As well as security, we wanted a secure facility for the hardware, guarantees on uptime. These were all things that made Pulsant a very natural choice. The transition to Pulsant was actually pretty seamless. We bought some hardware, we bought some servers and some machines, we commissioned them in our own environment, and once we tested that they were set up correctly how we wanted, it was just a case of moving the hardware physically into Pulsant's location and configuring the firewalls. So it was pretty seamless, and then we could just shut down our cloud machines. It was really very simple to do. Moving to co-location has definitely met our expectations. We're now able to operate in an environment that's really, really free, really secure, and we can develop exactly the solutions that we want to build. Resilience was absolutely a key factor. We want to be maximizing the time that our models are being trained and that we are testing inference runs on the model's capability. So any downtime is going to hurt that mission. I was really looking to give my developers the absolute best experience. I don't want their development to be curtailed by access to infrastructure. The engineers can run as much as they want. They can run all day through the night, and that's allowed us to train a whole load of new models. Because we have our own infrastructure, it's allowed us to make sure that we're validating on as much data as we possibly can. We can take data that we capture in the field, we can bring it into our data environment, we can train models, and we can validate those models against kind of ground truth faster than we could before. Since the move to Pulsant, there's been a lot less friction, and the developers have just been able to get on and doing what they do best to develop our software, because we haven't had the friction of usage limits and any kind of restrictions in terms of what hardware they can use. One of the things we really like about the infrastructure that we have at Pulsant is that all that means is just new hardware. So we can add new hardware into our existing rack, we can add rack space, it all plugs into our existing infrastructure, and for the developers, for the practitioners of the software that we're building, they don't see any difference. They just have more resources available to them, and we don't lose any uptime. Our plans with Pulsant for the next 6 months are just to continue on our growth journey. So scaling, as we bring on more developers, we will probably want to add more hardware, more virtual machines, more GPUs, to allow us to continue our growth and our product development and keep things fast and tight. We're here to put our products in the hands of as many people as possible to save as many lives as we can. The infrastructure that underpins our technology is absolutely key, and we will continue to invest in that, investing in security and scale to keep processing more and more data, training more models, and keeping the product development as agile and fast as possible.